welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be doing an account tour. This video was picked by you guys in a poll from the community tab, so make sure you check that if you are interested in future videos and want to help me pick them. At the time of making this video, the poll actually is teetered one way, but when I was supposed to make this video, I was supposed to be doing an account tour, so I'm going to be starting with the account tour, and next video will be how to farm Prima Gems. I'd also like to mention that normally on Wednesdays I post the Columbina polls video, but I lost a lot of footage, so even if I were to post this today, I wouldn't have the footage, and it would be a really short video and a really boring video, so I'm just going to post this today, and we'll get on to the next Columbina video on next week, and I hope that's alright with you guys. I'm so sorry again if you're looking forward to that, but I hope this video can make up for it in return. Oh, I did want to preface this video by saying while I am free to play, I did buy Ayaka's skin, although I do consider myself free to play still, so I just want to preface this with that. I've never spent money on Prima Gems, but I just want to say that I did buy Ayaka's skin, so if you see that, that's why. So I hope that's okay with you guys. I still consider myself free to play, but if you don't, I'm sorry. We're gonna actually start with my team. This is my main team. It consists of Wanderer, Layla, Farina, and Sejwin. These two, it's kind of like two parts of a team. Farina and Sejwin go really well together, and I love them together because Sejwin buffs Farina, and Farina does off-field damage while Sejwin can be on-field if you could use those two just together. Of course, it's not perfect, but I really like it. Next, we have my Fremine team, which consists of Fremine, Kazuha, Farina, and Sejwin. Once again, we have Farina and Sejwin here because I love them as a comp, and next we have my Gaming team, which consists of Gaming, Kazuha, Farina, and Bennett. Bennett is there instead of Sejwin this time because Bennett can put down his burst and then Kazuha will swirl that and then Gaming will do more damage. And Farina is there for off-field damage as well as buffing and some vaporize. Next we have my Friendship team, which has Wanderer as the DPS and Gaming, Xingqiu, and Heizo for getting Friendship XP. I do want Barbara's name card, so I'm going to swap her out for there. So that is my current Friendship team now, but I normally just put Wanderer there with 3 other characters I want Friendship XP for. This is my Hyper Bloom team. We have Nahida, Raiden, Farina, and Sejwin. If I didn't want to use these two, if I'm in Abyss and I can't use these two, I'll normally put Kokomi here, and then Kazuha in the 3rd slot, or any other character who can do crowd control. For my last team, we have Physical Chi-Chi, which is definitely an interesting build, but I have Chi-Chi, the Traveler, Mika, and Rosaria. They allow for Cryo Resonance, as well as Rosario buffs crit rate and physical damage, so does Mika, minus the crit rate. And Traveler is there for the sole purpose of Electro, and he will also do an energy recharge, which is good. I forgot we had this team actually, wait. So, this is my first team on Genshin. We have the Traveler, Electro Traveler as well, Xingqiu, Sayu, and Bennett. I believe Sayu and Xingqiu were both on the banner at the time of me getting my first team, so I think these two are on the banner. And then I'm not sure if Bennett was on the banner or if I got him off standard. And so I keep this here for old time's sake. And then if we go over this way, we're back to my main team, so we're going to continue on. We're going to go straight on to my builds. We're going to be going on every character until Gaming, so because the Traveler is my placeholder between level 80 characters and level 90 characters. For Wanderer, he has a 63 over 225 crit ratio, which is not ideal. I want to get him more crit rate, I know, but I do need to work on that. He has his signature weapon, and his artifacts are 4-piece Desert Pavilion, and his artifacts are pretty alright. I feel like his Animal Damage bonus goblet and his circlet are not ideal. They both have like 20 crit value, but that's alright for now. I need to work on those, but I eventually want to switch him over to Marashose, because this is like, I always use him with Farina, so I feel like it'd be a good set for him. But I don't have any good pieces just yet. For constellations, he is C0, and for talents, he is triple crowned. For Layla, she has 50,000 max HP, and her weapon is the Dockhand's Assistant, which I love this weapon for her because it's a 4-star HP weapon, and that I pulled in the weapon banner solely for this, and I'm really glad I got it. For her artifact set, we have 4-piece Tenacity of the Millith, which I love for her. Stats on this are just HP, HP, HP. I don't really worry about the substats for these, but I do have a little bit of HP percent on these, on the Flower and the Feather. She is C6 and her talents are 6, 13, 9, which I have her skill crowned. Next we have Farina, who has 40,000 max HP, as well as, if you consider the crit rate from her weapon, she has 75 crit rate and 203 crit damage, which, if you haven't guessed already, she's on the Fleuve Sandra, which gives you 16% crit rate if it's R5, which is what I have her on now. For her artifacts, I have her on 4-piece Golden Troop, and her artifacts here are actually really good for my standards. She's got crit rate, energy recharge. This is over 40 crit value, which is incredible for me. I don't have a lot of artifacts with over 40 crit value, and it has energy recharge. This one also has over 40 crit value and a little bit of flat HP. And I have her on HP percent for this one too. A little flat HP, a little energy recharge, a lot of crit rate and crit damage. Not a lot, but you know what I mean. And lastly, we have our crit damage circlet with some crit rate on the side, and also some energy recharge and HP percent. Overall, I think Farina's artifacts are quite good. I know they're not the best, but I'm quite happy with them. She's Z0 and her talents are 3, 10, 9, which I still need to work on her burst, getting that up a little bit more, but I'll do that eventually. For Siegeween, she is level 90 and she has 53,000 max HP. I definitely need to work on her crit rate because she has barely any and she has good crit damage. The only reason I have her on Aqua Simulacra instead of Recurve is because I like the look of it, honestly, more than Recurve. I feel like it looks weird on her. It's really just a stupid reason, but also it gives crit damage and HP percent and just free damage. I don't know. It is a decent weapon on her, I just don't bring it out to its full potential. For her artifacts, I have 2-piece HP percent, which is just on HP, HP, HP for the main stats, and for the substats, she's not on the best of substats. I definitely could get these better, but for now that is alright. Her constellations are C0, and her talents are 188. And to be honest, I'm quite happy with her talents. I'm not planning on leveling her anymore anytime soon. We'll see, maybe eventually I'll get her crowned, because I do use her quite a lot. For Kazuha, he has 840 elemental mastery, and his energy recharge is 170, which is also buffed by his weapon, gives a little more that's not shown. He's on Ziphos Moonlight, and his artifact set is 4-piece Viridescent. I have him on Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery, which also gives him a lot of energy recharge on his substats, which I'm really happy with. He is C0 and his talents are 4, 8, 8. I don't know why I leveled his normal attack, but I did. I could also level his burst up, but I don't use him enough, honestly. I don't use Kazuha quite a lot, surprisingly, because most of my teams are with Anemo DPSs, and he is not good with Anemo DPSs. Next up we have Chi-Chi, who is on a physical DPS build, so she has 2,400 attack. Her crit rate is 52, which she gets more from Rosaria and her Cryo Resonance, and she has 140 crit damage. She's on Aquila Favonia, and her artifacts are 4-piece Pale Flame, which honestly I could get these artifacts better if I used some of Fremene's artifacts. Like, I could get her crit rate better, but I choose not to because some of these artifacts, like, I could switch her to this one, honestly, but this one is better for her because she needs the attack percent and Fremene needs the physical damage bonus and doesn't use the attack percent. Because I do like her to be able to heal a little bit. And for her Flower and Feather, this is what we have. For her constellation, she is C4, which I just recently got her constellation, her 4th constellation, which I'm really happy about because this is actually quite good for her. I think, at least, because it keeps her alive more. I'm gonna have to definitely test that out and see how it works. And for her talent, she is 10, 6, and 9. Which I like her normal attack to be crowned because I use her as a DPS, even though she's not really good at it, I'm gonna be honest. She's not a very good DPS. I just think it's funny. For Ayaka, her build is kind of really bad. Her crit rate is 50, which she gets more from her artifact set, but she has 152 crit damage, and her weapon is Aminoma Kaguchi. Her artifact is 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, which honestly, these artifacts are really mid. If you ask me, like, this one's really bad. It's only 7 crit rate, and 7 crit rate over here too. Her artifacts are really not that good. They could definitely use some work, but I farmed these a while ago, and I haven't farmed them since. So honestly, they're not too bad for, like, early game artifacts. She is C0 and her talents are 8, 8, 10, which I'm okay with that for now. I would like to get her skill up a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. As for Raiden, she is on a Hyper Bloom build, so she has a lot of elemental mastery, 860, and I'm not worried about her crit ratio or energy recharge because I solely use her for Hyper Bloom. And so she's on Dragon's Bane, and her artifact set is Flower of Paradise Lost, which I have on full elemental mastery, just elemental mastery stats. I do want to get some elemental mastery substats on her Flower and Feather, but I'm not too worried about that just yet. She's actually C1 because I got a double 5-star on her banner, which I'm really angry about because if I would have lost 50/50 I'd be happy. But I also I'm never going to use this. I was so excited at the time, but I will never use her C1. Her C1 is for her buffing, but I don't use it. I will never use that C1. For talents, she is at 388, and I'm probably going to leave her talents as is. I didn't realize that this wouldn't help her at all for a Hyper Bloom build at the time, so these don't need to even be leveled at all, but they are. For Nahida, she's on 937 elemental mastery, and that's about all the stats she really needs right now. I did want to build her on a DPS build initially, but I never did that. I never did end up doing that. She's on Sacrificial Fragments, which gives her some more elemental mastery, and her artifact set is Deepwood Memories, which most people put Deepwood on a separate character, but personally I like to have it on Nahida because then I don't have to switch around artifacts last minute to get the Deepwood Memories, to get the Deepwood bonus. She's solely on elemental mastery for her main stats, and her substats are kind of trash. She is C0 and her talents are 896, which I definitely need to get her burst up in talent wise, but that's alright for now. For Kokomi, we have 39,000 max HP and a pretty standard Kokomi crit ratio, and her weapon is Prototype Amber, and her artifacts are 4-piece Ocean Hued Clam and HP and healing bonus for her last main stat. She's C0 and her talents are 8, 9, 10. We have 3 more characters to go and we are on to Femine. He has a 64 over 119 crit ratio, and his weapon is Wolf's Gravestone, which I'm quite happy I got this weapon. I could technically use the Snow Tombed Star Silver on him, but I actually prefer this weapon because of the high base attack, as well as it's just a good weapon for him, I think. For his artifacts, I have him on 4-piece Pale Flame, which I'm actually quite happy with the artifact. We have some energy recharge here, which is okay. Some crit rate, that's some pretty good crit rate, I think. This one's pretty good, I think. It's about a little over 30 crit value. We got a physical damage bonus one. This is one of my best crit rate circlets because it has 29 crit damage, and as well as it has 5 energy recharge, which I'm happy about too. You can never go wrong with it. You can never have too much energy recharge. I mean, you can, but if you're sacrificing other stats for it, but if you have a bunch of energy recharge, you can't really go wrong with that. He is C1, which I definitely want to get more constellations for him because I believe his C6 is quite good. His talents are 10, 10, 8, which I definitely need to get his burst up. Even though it's not the priority, I still want to get it up eventually. Yao Yao is 41,000 max HP, but I have her on Dialogues of Desert Sages, which actually improves her energy recharge. I love this weapon for her, honestly. It looks adorable on her, and it's actually a very good weapon for her. I have her on 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith, but she's on HP healing bonus at the moment. She is C1, and her talents are 6, 10, 10, so she is double crowned. And lastly, we have Gaming. Gaming I've been building recently, but I think his crit ratio is quite good so far because he's on Marashose, so his crit rate is 40 over 144. His weapon is Mailflower level 90, which I recently got level 90, actually I had it level 80 before. His artifacts are Marashose, which honestly I stole these from Linny, but I recently actually got this piece, which is not perfect, it's not great. It has attack percent, which is good, and crit rate, but it's pyro damage bonus and it's better than my current attack percent one, which I'm very happy about. And we have his crit damage circlet. He's C2 and his talents are 3, 8, 7, which I definitely need to work on this a little more. And then we're on to the Traveler, who I kind of stole Xingqiu's stuff, honestly, because I don't really use Xingqiu a whole lot. I'll give him his stuff back when he needs it. I normally don't have the Traveler built, but I wanted to use him for a few teams, so there, I did. But that's it for the team comps and the characters, so let's go on to my inventory. I have 7 5-star weapons, which 2 of them are limited, and I also have Refinement 2 for the Skyward Blade because I got it twice off Standard Banner. My gadgets, I have every treasure compass that is out at the moment, which I'm very happy about. I have 24 Fragile Resin, which is not the best for me. Normally I have a little bit more, but that's alright for now. I have 12 Dream Solvents. I have every Oculi from Anemoculus to Hydroculus, but I am missing 2 Pyroculus from this update, 5.1. As for trees and shrines, I have all of them maxed. Besides the Pyro statue, which I have at 20, which is the max I can get it at as of 5.1, even though I have enough to level it again. It just doesn't let you. We're gonna go into exploration and then look at my teapot. I have 100% exploration in Mondstadt and Dragonspine, mostly 100% in the Liyue region, besides the Underground Chasm, which is at 83. I have Chenyu Vale I need to work on. I have 100% there and 93 and 95 here. For Inazuma, we have a few 100%, but we're missing a few, like in Tsurumi Island and Watatsumi Island. For Enkonomiya, we are missing 8 percentages. For Sumeru, I'm actually really proud of this. I am doing quite good for Sumeru, especially since I've gotten all the Oculi, which it took me forever. I did most of this when I was farming the Wanderer's weapon, and I was like grinding out the last few Primogems to get his weapon, and I got a lot done during that period. I have finished all of Fontaine. I have it all at 100%, which I'm really happy about, including the Sea of Bygone Eras. For Natlan, I have 100% on 2 of these, but the rest are at 95%, which I need to work on. And I also have my commissions I need to do today. This teapot is a replica which I used from Hoyo Labs, and I really like this teapot. It is really, really nice. I also have a few things down here like the planting things, as well as Tubby is over here. It ruins the vibe kind of, but I really wanted Tubby close to everything. My trust rank is 10, which I'm going to claim all that right now really quickly. And if we go over to the Switch Realm style, I actually have another teapot, which is Emerald Peak, which is the one I normally use, which I actually have some things to harvest over here, which I'll do after this video. Lastly, but not least, we're going to check out my quest log, which, not including my commissions, I have 1 quest left, which I'm really happy about. I have to do the story quest for Zilonen, which I have not finished yet, and I need to work on because I have 8 days left to do that, and I get 60 primos if I do, so I need to do that. But I think that is it for this video. I don't know if there's anything else I would like to cover, but if I do, I'll make another video in the future. And thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it so much. And I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? You guys have a great day, and take care of yourselves, okay? Bye-bye!